Hello, you guys. Welcome to Divine Messages, where we discuss spiritual advice, spiritual warfare, self healing, as well as ancestral messages. And what else did I say I want to speak on this channel, you guys? Um, past life readings, okay? So that we can get an insight into your personal energy, okay, as a collective, not trying to bring in like other people, okay? So these messages is going to um resonate with you on a soul level, okay, on your personal growth, what's going on with you and your energy, what your ancestors need you to know at this time, and you know, what you may need to heal and how you can do that. Okay. And then with the spiritual warfare, there's also going to be, messages that may come out that may be warning you or making you aware of what is going on in the spiritual realm, as far as people who, maybe coming up against you in some kind of way, okay, to block you, bind you, or hex you, curse you, whatever, the regular karmic shit that lower vibrational people do, right? So, with that being said, it says measurements in life we learn through measurements in life we learn through trial and error. Always remember to find the formula that best works for you. And with that, I wrote it down. It says, it's like you've been tested in life. You went through a lot of trials, tribulations and stuff like that. A lot of burdens, a lot of abandonment, a lot of ostracizing, whether that's on jobs, friendships, relationships, family, whatever, okay? And it could have been a lot of things that you wanted to go towards that you just didn't quite make the mark. Maybe you didn't know enough. Maybe, you know, there was someone trying to block that for you. Excuse me, I don't know why my voice is doing this, but bear with me. But whatever this was, whatever these things were that you went through in life, you took those losses and transmuted them, transmuted the negative energy, the negative thoughts, the negative traumatic experiences, and you transmuted that into a strength, okay? And you added that to your playbook. So you didn't take those losses as, oh man, I lost, I failed, and just sat in the energy. You looked at it, you analyzed it, you looked at things from both sides here, okay? So um with that being said, it's like you're manifesting a life for yourself other than what others may have expected for you or try to energetically plan for you, okay? So it's like with the measurements here, it's kind of like I'm seeing the what is that, the temperance card with the two cups balancing. I'm also seeing the two of pentacles. So it's like your finances or just your physical things in your physical life, period, okay, have been up, up and down. But it's like you started to analyze, is it half full or is it half empty? You see what I'm saying? So with me, I see it as half full. So that means that I can continue to build and learn until it overflows, right? But if you see it as half empty, then you will never see the potential that you have to fill it, okay? Or you will look for someone else to fill that cup, whatever portion is missing from you. So take that how it resonates, okay? Now let's get into this clarification of this energy here. This is my spiritual advice oracle cards. I believe I got it from Shein, okay? And y'all, to be honest, they do have a lot of nice cards, like very nice cards. So um if you're interested in buying this deck, or where I got it from, that's where I got it from. Etsy is also a good place as well, okay? You have practice forgiveness here on the bottom. Release, healing, peace, and compassion. Like I said, you forgave a lot of people, you forgave a lot of situations, and on top of that, the most important thing is that by doing that, you actually forgave yourself. You gave yourself mercy. You gave yourself grace. Okay. You didn't look at yourself as, okay, I failed, so I'm a failure. It's no, I didn't do this right. So what can I do to change that, to transmute this energy? Okay. So you never really stay in that energy of resentment or self sabotage, So that's a good thing. Like I said, you will always show grace. What does it say right there? Compassion. You you always show compassion, even to those people who took you through these lessons, through these trials. Okay, and you also forgave yourself. A lot of you are look, practice acceptance and then forgiveness. So, like I said, you don't see yourself as a victim. You accept what happened, and the part you played in it, and you've taken that energy and you transmuted it to build and manifest things that are greater for you. Your ancestors are very proud of you. You set the bar very high for those around you as well. And that can be a reason why, you had to go through a lot of these things. Also, um, you went through this. Or this happened for you, not to you, but it happened for you as far as you being able to see who you are, to um go inward and realize what you are destined to be, why so many things happen to you, what's the real reason, not because you're a victim, but because you're so victorious. I seen this video on TikTok, and it was like a little AI video, whatever, but the lady was like, think about it. If you has so many people come up against you, okay? I'm just gonna paraphrase this. One person. So many people came up against one person. Think about how bad of a motherfucker you are. You gotta be a tough motherfucker. You gotta be a bad motherfucker. You hear me? For everybody to gang up against you. It's like when you're fighting and you get jumped. That's because one person knows that they can't beat you, they can't outdo you, they can't compete with you. So in order to have a better odd, or to have better odds at whatever they're trying to do, they'll go and they'll, you know, um, recruit other people. Okay. So this could be spiritually, the lower level, lower vibrational entities were recruiting family members, friends, lovers to come against you to break you spiritually because of who you are ranked as, or what ranking you hold in the spiritual realm. And physically, it could be just people saw something in you, the greatness in you. You were always different. You always stood out. So instead of them praising you for that, or trying to figure out what that is, or trying to support you in a way to build that uniqueness, okay, they actually took it and made it as a bad thing, made you feel like you were outside or ostracized, you were the black sheep. You understand what I'm saying? So let's see what else. It's not gonna be long, y'all. What else? This is focus on the positive. Okay, people don't like the fact that you're always smiling. That's another thing too. People like measure themselves against you, like, she's always happy or he's always happy. Why they always happy? Like, their life ain't even as good as mine, or I got more than they do. But if they had more than they if they had more than you do, then why are they not happy? You see what I'm saying? That's because they're focused on the physical to make them happy. I say money can't buy happiness. It's not like actual, trying to buy happiness, but it's like, it's not the material thing that's going to make you that's going to make you happy. Okay, it's a spiritual thing. It's a loving yourself. It's finding joy within you and what makes you happy, not what everybody else is focused on, which is like material things. Who looks better? Who has more cars? Who has the biggest ass? Who has, what I'm saying, like stupid stuff that doesn't really matter. So that's why you're always positive here. It says optimism, positivity, hope, and gratitude. And the thing about it, you're grateful for every moment, no matter what it is. You're grateful for the lessons, for the trials, for the tribulations, because at the end of the day, that's what has you on this positive glow up. Okay, that's why things are always happening for you. Things are always manifesting for you. Okay, because you're taking the cards that life dealt you, and you're not just playing your cards, you're actually taking those cards and you're transmuting them and using them in a different way other than what was, given to you, if that makes sense. Okay. It's like playing spades. It's like you could have got a handful of like damn hearts or diamonds or clubs. You know what I'm saying? While everybody else got a handful of spades, maybe a few of everything else. But those clubs, those hearts, and those diamonds, they actually matter in order for life, or in order for you to win. Like, you can have all the spades, but at the same time, I can still get more books than you if I play my cards right, and I got the ace, the king, the queen of the hearts, you know what I'm saying, all of the top cards in the other suits. You understand what I'm saying? People think that with the spades representing the sword in tarot, people think that they can outwit, outsmart. They're smarter than their, you know what I'm saying? They can always use their intelligence, okay, or some kind of wisdom when it comes to like occultic knowledge, stuff like that, to get by. But they never took the measurements to see that it takes every element. That's why it says, always remember to find the formula that works best for you. That gives me the magician card, where he has all of the suits. He has the pentacles, he has the swords, he has the wands, and he has the cup. And above his head is the you know what I'm saying, the infinity symbol. Thank you, spirit. So it's like this person has all of the tools, and they know how to make each element work, not only for itself but together to manifest what they need. So they're not working just with one suit. You see what I'm saying? That makes sense. But I see that you have put up a lot of boundaries, and that's good, because that allowed you to have hope. You kept hope, you kept faith, and you're grateful for the things that you have at this moment, because you focus on the lighter side of life. You didn't let the pain and the hurt hold you down. Okay. What else? Can't make it up. You trusted in the universe. Once again, it's like the magician. And it says right here, faith, surrender, divine timing. You surrender, like, it's like you didn't surrender to what people wanted you to be, but you did surrender to your ego, your pride. Okay. You surrendered to your calling. You surrendered to the Most High. You surrendered to um doing the shadow work, which is very difficult. And I'm speaking from like personal experience. I've done the shadow work. I'm still in the process of doing the shadow work. And as progress through shadow work, okay. Sorry y'all from like keep looking away. I'm just downloading, but as you progress through that, you will see things start to change, okay? So it's not only did you take the knowledge that you gained from these lessons here, okay, but you're applying them. And as you're applying them, that means you're starting to trust yourself more, which means you're starting to trust the universe more. You understand what I'm saying? You're starting to follow all the signs. You're starting to really tap into things. You're starting to use every suit instead of just one. So if you were a very emotional person, if you were a very materialistic person, if you were a very confrontational person, okay, then like it's like now you're starting to use your mind more. You're making more mental thoughts. You're making more actions, or taking more actions, like towards whatever it is, but you're doing it in a way of thinking things through. You're being clear about things. You're seeing the truth of things. You know what I'm saying? You're like starting to go through your own awakening. Okay, and awakening really starts with stepping out of the box, whatever your box may be, and looking at it from a different perspective, the hangman. Okay, you know how they say like You can be in a relationship, whatever it may be, and to you it's like, no, it's okay, you know what I'm saying? But somebody's telling you like, nah, bro, it's not okay. But you can't understand, well, why can't they see this person the way I see them? Because they're outside of the situation. They're not in it. So they have a better view of the situation. You understand what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what you have. And that's what like that's what you have gained, is the ability to discern, to also know that self-love is the best love, to have faith, to surrender and um forgive, okay, to let Jesus take the wheel type energy. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of go with the flow. And I believe like this was all in divine time. And like I said, everything that you went through was to prepare you for a moment that is coming up very soon. Okay? It's something that's coming to you very soon. And all this was done to you, or all this happened for you in order to get you in alignment for the the assignments what I just heard. Okay? It was like a major test, not only on the people around you, but on you as well, to see if you would stay optimistic, to see if you would still stay grateful through all the hurts, all the losing your car, losing your house, losing your kids, whatever it may be for you. Were you still grateful? Were you faithful? And when I say faithful, did you still have faith of the size of a mustard seed? You understand what I'm saying? To where you was like, I know I'm going through hell and high water, and things may not seem to be working out for me, or it seems that things never get better, but you still held that. I know that God is working. I know that what I'm going through is preparing me for. You understand what I'm saying? So I believe that you actually had that moment to where, like I said, you surrendered your ego and you said, I'm going to change this cycle. Okay? Trial and error gives me cycles, repeated actions expecting a different outcome. So let's see. One more card, please. Remember the sacredness of your union. Reverence, sacred connection, divine partnership, and love. You remembered that you have a sacred union, not only with the divine, but with yourself. Okay? It's like you realize that you trying to be there for everybody else, trying to be the fixer, trying to be the solver, it's not helping you. It's breaking you down. You forgot about you. So it's like a lot of y'all have went through and done a lot of healing. Like I said, with the shadow work, okay? And you remembered who you are. You remember that you can have faith. You remember who you could lean on. Okay? Not only did this journey of your life lead you back to source, whoever you believe in, okay? But it also led you back to self. Remember that you can depend on you. You can rely on somebody to lie to you. You can rely on somebody to let you down. But are you going to let yourself down? Are you going to lie to yourself? And like I said, the first step of shadow work is that ace of sword energy, that seeing clear, that spades energy, that swords. You've been leading with your emotions, with your money, with this or whatever, but you haven't been leading with your thought, with the truth of what you see. You've been accepting it. You understand what I'm saying? Because of love, because of money, because of you don't want to be in conflict with somebody. You understand what I'm saying? And you do, for some of y'all, have a divine partnership. There's something very special about you guys. Okay? You're chosen, you're anointed, you're loved, and they've been waiting on you to pass this test or to put an end to a cycle your ancestors have. And they're very, very proud, and they were very optimistic that you wouldn't surrender, you wouldn't retreat. I've been hearing it all day. Kevin Gates, surrender, no retreat. Some of y'all have some kind of sacred like connection, ancestral connection to the divine. It's a contract between you and the divine here. Yeah, you have foster emotional intimacy, and with that, it's not like intimacy like a sexual partner. This is more of you um loving on yourself more, number one, like I said, but also building a connection with the divine, okay, with the Most High, okay. You weren't afraid to be vulnerable, okay. You can be vulnerable in this energy and know that you're safe, okay, because the Most High understands you. And it says be honest with yourself and your partner. Some of y'all need to go ahead and do that. Be honest with yourself, okay? And they're saying, for some of y'all, trust the universe that things are going to work out fine. Okay, you're going to come into a sacred union, but once again, everything that I have said previously has to happen in order for things to be balanced. Okay, it says authenticity, our authenticity, y'all. Listen, truth, communication, and trust. Communicate with the universe. Tell them what you want. Not only that, but speak out. I forgive so and so. Even if you don't want to see this person, still speak it into the ether so that the universe knows what you want. Okay? Because if you're still in a resenting, unhealed energy, then that's what you're going to steady run into. Regardless if that's with like families, friends, jobs, whatever. You have to change that energy. And literally, by changing it, it's releasing it. And the best way to do that is to speak it. Use your throat chakra. Okay? And always be authentic to yourself and embrace change. Okay. So I really hope this helps you guys. Thank y'all for joining me on our first message for our new channel, Divine Messages. Please go over there and join me. Subscribe to my channel. Let's get things started, over there. We are popping over here on TikTok. So it's like we're at 3,000 and something followers. I'm so grateful. I'm so appreciative just for you guys, liking, sharing, reposting, you know what I'm saying? So that, we can grow and I can get my messages out. And as you know, I don't ask for donations. I don't ask. I probably did like one time, but it was like whatever. Okay, because I mean, you're gonna give, you're not. But I really don't do that for money. I don't do this for money. I do this because this is what my calling has always been, even from a child. Okay. And eventually we will get into those stories down the line on this channel. Okay. Because we're going to speak over here also about, spiritual topics. Okay. How you knew you was divine, different, paranormal or supernatural experiences you have experienced growing up. Okay. And if you can relate, and I would rather try to go live on YouTube than go live on TikTok, you guys, because if you've been with me for a while, you know how they do me. Okay, so we're gonna work the live situation out somehow. But remember, always, I love you. Peace.